So what's up guys, I am Black Ops Amazing, welcome back to another video on the channel where today we're going to be talking about the potential boss within Terminus, Brutus, and who he might be in his human form. Now, Brutus is a character that we haven't seen since Black Ops 4 Zombies. Unlike everything and everyone else at the end of that game where it was banished to the Dark Ether, in Blood of the Dead, Brutus was killed. We saw Great War Richtofen step out of the stasis chambers, hold the fire crystal in the air, and all of the evil was banished from Alcatraz. We then saw the souls of everything trapped there became free, their spirits left the pocket dimension, and then a few maps later in Tagdototen, anything that did survive the events of Blood of the Dead was banished to the Dark Ether anyway. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they were killed, because as we've seen in Cold War Zombies, Modern Warfare 3 and Vanguard, and now in Black Ops 6, the Dark Ether still exists, meaning anything that was sent into there still exists as well, or did exist for a short amount of time at least, because the Dark Ether changes things, it contorts. So whilst, for example, the transit crew were banished to the Dark Ether in Tagdototen, Misty, Molten, Stuhlinger and Russman, because the Dark Ether changes you, there is a very, very small chance that they made it in there past a couple of years without either dying, being killed by some Dark Ether creature or a zombie, or turning into one themselves, becoming something like a mimic. It has been about 30 years since everything was banished to the Dark Ether in Tagdototen, so pretty much nothing in there where we are right now in our current zombie storyline would either be alive or in the same state that we previously saw it. However, this shouldn't matter for Brutus because, as we saw in Blood of the Dead, he was killed. He wasn't alive at the point where everything was banished to the Dark Ether. But as we've now seen in Black Ops 6 Zombies, as a part of the Vault Edition, if you pre-order the game, you get 4 character skins. And one of these is Brutus. The other one is Klaus, who we saw in Black Ops Cold War Zombies. But if you're wondering, well, why does Brutus here look different to the last time we saw him in Blood or Mob? This kind of looks like Brutus, but at the same time it doesn't. I was thinking the exact same thing. Whilst they both have red eyes and are wearing Warden uniform, because Mob of the Dead happened in the 40s, when we saw Brutus then, he was wearing 40s style police warden uniform. All gear, a metal helmet, his armor looked different, whereas Brutus in Black Ops 6 Zombies is wearing a more modern uniform, which would make sense because Mob of the Dead, like I said, was in the 40s, whereas Black Ops 6 Zombies we are now in the 90s. So you could have said, well, maybe this isn't Brutus then, but if you look on the Xbox website when you pre-order the game, Treyarch tell us themselves this is Brutus, and they also say Warden of Alcatraz skin, which makes it even more confusing because, well, this isn't the uniform that Brutus wore in Mob of the Dead or Blood. This gear is a lot more modern, but we have Treyarch themselves telling us not only is this Brutus, which we then could have said, okay, maybe this character here is called Brutus as well, but it's not the exact same character, but Treyarch are telling us, no, it is. This is the Warden of Alcatraz, which makes it even more weird because Alcatraz isn't returning in Black Ops 6. The prison map in this game is Terminus, it's something totally different. So why is Brutus the Brutus that we know in Black Ops 6 Zombies? And if he's an operator skin for multiplayer, well, as most people have speculated, more than likely this also means he's going to be a character within Black Ops 6 Zombies. The reason why we're getting him as a skin in multiplayer, we think, is because he will be the boss in Terminus, because this map contains a prison where our members of Requiem have been locked up. It is officially called Black Site 13. If you don't know, a Black Site is a clandestine detention centre which is operated by the state where prisoners who have not been charged with a crime are incarcerated without due process or court order, and often a lot of shady shit goes on there, such as mistreatment of the prisoners or them being murdered, which goes along with our storyline. It was Richtofen, the director of Requiem, who had Weaver, Grey, Strauss and Carver locked up here without officially charging them of any crimes. He sent them to Black Site 13 to be incarcerated for the sole reason of wanting to enact revenge. So if Black Site 13, otherwise known as Terminus, is a secret state prison, then it would also need a prison warden. And if Brutus is an operator in Black Ops 6's multiplayer, then we can assume it wouldn't be far-fetched for him to be the warden. It's just odd to me how Treyarch have decided to call him Brutus when Brutus was the warden of Alcatraz, who died, who shouldn't be the warden of Terminus. And we actually might know his identity already, because if we look at one of the teasers for Black Ops 6 Zombies as a part of the Truth Dies marketing, we saw some bold character who was new to us sitting in a chair watching the prisoners on a monitor. And then in one of the latest teasers, we are given the name Ernest Duffer. There is a letter pertaining to Project Janus dated 09/17/1987, which has been sent to Station Chief Maxwell, and it says, "We are writing to inform you that Ernest Duffer has been assigned to serve as interrogator for the foreseeable future. Mr. Duffer previously served in a similar position at a facility in Hohenschönhausen, Germany, which was another prison. While we cannot disclose his professional history at this time, please understand we believe he will uphold the standard of quality we have come to expect from Terminus Island. Sincerely, Project Janus Administration." So the interrogator of Terminus Island is this Ernest Jones, who was previously in a similar position at another prison in Germany. It seems like this person was specifically chosen for this role by Richtofen. However, his professional history cannot be disclosed, which tells me there's more to his past than him just serving in a similar role in another prison previously. Why is his past being classified? But the link that people are making is this Ernest Duffer character, the interrogator of Terminus, is the Warden of Terminus, Brutus. Now the only two things I would say to this is, one, surely the interrogator wouldn't also be the warden, but at the same time, since we haven't actually seen Brutus in the Zombies map yet, if he does end up being the boss on this map, because this is a multiplayer skin, it could mean the actual zombie skin on Terminus, what he looks like on the Zombies map, is different to his multiplayer skin. Maybe on the Zombies map, he isn't the Warden of Terminus, he is just the interrogator, but is still the boss that we come up against, and looks similar to this. He's big, he's bulky, he's strong, has all of the attributes of Brutus, but is instead wearing more interrogator gear. It would make sense, but not everything to me lines up. The main thing being, well, we know Ernest is the interrogator, so surely someone else would have to be the warden, which is what Brutus is. He is the warden of Alcatraz, but could also be the warden of Terminus. The final thing I'll say is, if for some reason Brutus does end up being the warden of Terminus, and as Treyarch have described, he was also the warden of Alcatraz, could he somehow, when his dead body was banished to the Dark Ether at the end of Black Ops 4, have been resurrected by Divinium, then escaped the Dark Ether and is now roaming the wards of Terminus? I think there's potential there for Treyarch to do something, but we'll just have to wait and see. Although we have seen these bigger brute zombies on Terminus, we don't yet know who the boss, the main enemy. Just like on D Machine, it is the Megaton. On Firebase C, it is Order, Forsaken, the Abomination. Who will it be on Terminus? So yeah, something to think about. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.